Have you ever heard of a journalist who uses stories to help people see history in a brand new way? Today, we are going to learn about Nikole Hannah-Jones. She was born in 1976 and grew up to become one of the most powerful voices in journalism. She is best known for creating something called the 1619 Project. Her work helps people think about how the history of slavery shaped the United States and still impacts our world today. She also speaks up about fairness in schools so that all children can have the chance to learn. Nikole Hannah-Jones was born in Waterloo, Iowa. She grew up in a working-class family and learned early on about the unfairness many African-American families faced. Her father worked at a factory and proudly flew the American flag outside their home. This inspired Nikole to think about what it really meant to be American. As a young student, she noticed differences in how schools treated children of color. She decided she wanted to become a writer so she could tell stories that made people pay attention. Nikole went to the University of Notre Dame where she studied history and African American studies. She later earned a master's degree in journalism from the University of North Carolina. In college, she became even more interested in civil rights and education. She wanted to use her voice and her pen to make a difference. By writing articles, she showed people the struggles faced by students in segregated and underfunded schools. She believed that if people knew the truth, they would want to take action. Nikole Hannah-Jones began her career working at newspapers in Raleigh, North Carolina and Portland, Oregon. She reported on housing and school segregation. Later, she joined ProPublica, a news group that focuses on deep investigations. Her stories revealed how unfair systems continued to keep Black children out of strong schools. She became known as a fearless journalist who was not afraid to uncover difficult truths. Her words helped families and teachers understand why schools in many places were still separate and unequal even years after laws were passed to end segregation. In 2015, Nikole joined the New York Times Magazine. There she worked on big projects that explored race history and inequality. In 2019, she launched the 1619 Project. This project was named after the year when the first enslaved Africans arrived in Virginia. The 1619 Project told America's history by starting with slavery instead of the year 1776. It showed how slavery shaped the nation's economy, culture, politics, and even today's society. The project included essays, stories, photographs, and even podcasts. Millions of people read it, and schools across the country began using it to teach history in new ways. The 1619 Project had a huge impact. Many people praised it for telling stories that had long been ignored. Teachers used it in classrooms to help students understand history more fully. But some leaders and politicians disagreed with it and argued about whether it should be taught in schools. These debates showed how powerful Nikole's work was. By asking people to look at history differently, she started a national conversation. Even though there was criticism, she stood strong and kept explaining why it was important to tell the whole truth about America's past. Beyond the 1619 Project, Nikole has always fought for fair education. She points out that many schools are still segregated because of housing patterns and unfair policies. She has written articles that prove how schools with mostly African American or Latino students often get less money and fewer resources. Nikole says that every child deserves access to good teachers, strong classes, and safe buildings. She believes education is the foundation for a fair society, and she never stops reminding people of that. Nikole Hannah-Jones has received many awards for her writing. In 2020, she won the Pulitzer Prize for her essay that introduced the 1619 Project. She has also received a MacArthur Fellowship, often called a Genius Grant. These awards honor people who show incredible creativity and courage. Nikole uses her success to shine light on issues of race, history, and education. She also helps mentor young journalists and encourages them to take on big challenges. Nikole is not only a writer, she is also a teacher. She co-founded the Center for Journalism and Democracy at Howard University, a historically Black university. There she helps train a new generation of reporters to cover stories about democracy, freedom, and equality. By teaching, she makes sure her mission continues into the future. She also gives speeches all over the country to inspire people to think deeply about justice and fairness. Nikole Hannah-Jones is still writing, speaking, and teaching today. Her legacy is about truth and courage. She reminds us that history is not just about the past, it is also about how the past shapes our lives now. By telling powerful stories, she makes people think about how to build a fairer world. For kids and young people, she is proof that using your voice matters. Her story teaches us to ask questions, to search for truth, and to believe that change is possible when we speak up. Nikole Hannah-Jones shows us how one person with determination can spark conversations across a nation. From her early days in Iowa to the pages of the New York Times Magazine, she has stood up for truth, education, and equality. She encourages us to never stop learning, never stop asking questions, and to believe in a future where fairness is for everyone. If you like this video and would like to see more content like this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share with others.